Hey guys, so this is the SimGot EA500LM. You've seen my review of the EA1000, you've seen my review of the EW200, and you would know that I am a fan when it comes to SimGot because they make in-ear monitors that are very high quality. I love the comfort, I love the overall build, and I'm also a fan of their tuning. Now, the EA500LM has some improvements compared to the EA500, which came out before. Alright, so with that said, let's get into the unboxing. Now, as you've come to see with all SimGot products, their unboxing experiences always speak premium and classy. And the same goes for the EA500LM. Now, sliding off the outer cover, this premiumness continues even for the contents inside. So you can see how everything is very neatly arranged. Starting off, we have some paperwork, 3 sizes of silicone ear tips, some extra pairs of silicone rings for the tuning nozzles of different colors, a very high quality silver plated oxygen-free copper cable that has 2-pin connectors on one end and a 3.5mm audio jack on the other. You also get a very high quality hard carrying case. You get 2 pairs of tuning nozzles, one with the black ring and the other with the red ring, and these have different tuning signatures which I'll talk about later. And of course, you get the SimGot EA500LM in-ear monitors themselves, and these come attached with the golden tuning nozzle right out of the box. Now, in terms of specs, the SimGot EA500LM packs a single 10mm dynamic driver inside. Now, according to SimGot, this is the 2nd generation DMDC or dual magnet dual cavity dynamic driver. Now, these have an impedance of 21 ohms. So although these are low impedance in-ear monitors, I would highly suggest that you do pair this with a very nominal, inexpensive portable DAC, just something that can power these to their full potential so that they don't leave anything in the tank and you get the full range of the sound all throughout the spectrum and get the best audio quality possible. And of course, I'll leave the one that I personally use in the description below. Now, the EA500LM comes with 3 pairs of tuning nozzles. So right out of the box, the golden tuning nozzle with the red ring comes attached with the EA500LM. Apart from this, you have 2 other pairs of silver tuning nozzles, one with the red ring and another with the black ring. Now, the silver tuning nozzle with the red ring has been tuned with the Harman 2019 as the target curve, while the silver tuning nozzle with the red ring has been tuned with the SimGot Golden 2023 as the target curve. Now, of course, I'll explain what the subtle differences are between these tuning nozzles when I give you my breakdown of its audio quality. Now, let's quickly go over the build quality. So, as with most SimGot products which are made of metal, this again absolutely is very premium. It feels robust, it's got the heft of metal, very smooth to the touch, no jagged edges, and extremely comfortable in the ears as well, even for long listening sessions. And as for the cables, they also boast of very high quality and detangle quite easily. But talking about the in-ear monitors themselves, although they are exquisite in terms of its quality thanks to the metal build, because they are so glossy and shiny, yes, they do attract a lot of fingerprints. So you'll have to continuously keep them buff shine if you want to avoid these fingerprints. Okay, so now with all that out of the way, let's get into the main criteria, which is the audio quality. So if you're an existing viewer, you already know that I judge in-ear monitors based on how they produce the 3 main frequencies that broadly make up any sound that you hear: the highs, the mids, and the lows. The highs, or the treble, where the really sharp sounding instruments are, the mids, where the vocals are, and the low end, or the bass response. Now, before I give you the breakdown, let me just say that I did this review using all the 3 pairs of tuning nozzles, and then I settled on the one that I found to be the best and based my review on that and let you know what the differences are with the other tuning nozzles. So I chose the silver tuning nozzle with the red ring, which is tuned with the Harman 2019 as the target curve. Okay, starting off with the higher frequencies, I found the treble response to be very rich, very detailed without having any sort of sibilance. Technicalities were beautifully maintained. The subtle nuances were beautifully rendered. You can really make out the subtle differences between all the instruments in that higher frequency range. It doesn't get shouty, it doesn't get tinny at any point. It's got a perfect balance of richness and detail. So the treble response using the silver tuning nozzle with the red ring is a 5 on 5. Next up, we have the mid frequencies where the vocals are. Again, with this tuning nozzle, I found the vocals to be very mellow, very pleasant, and very organic and authentic. And what I mean by this is male vocals had the natural warmth and depth and tonality without sounding hollow or thin. And the same translates into the female vocals, which again sounded very natural, maintained the pristine pureness of the vocals without sounding extra sharp. And it maintained very good separation from the highs as well as the lows. So it gives you a very easy listening experience, and for the most part it gives you a very pleasant rendition of the vocals. Now, strokes of guitars sound beautiful and very organic, very natural. The decay, for the most part, maybe say 90% of the time, is going to be very smooth. However, the only room for improvement that I noticed was that the lower mids could use a bit more polishing, where the decay could be a bit more prolonged and a bit more smooth. So that gradient sometimes is it's got a steep fall off, which isn't always a very pleasant experience, but this is when you are listening to it very carefully. And if you are a seasoned listener, if you're an average listener, if you just want a pair of in-ear monitors that sound very mellow, organic and pure, then you're not going to notice that. But it's something that's there, and for that reason, I'm going to give the mids a 4.5 out of 5. And finally, we get to the low end of the bass response. Now, the bass response from the EA500LM is very tight. It's got a very punchy and tight mid-bass slam, which is very enjoyable. And it is also quite capable of giving you the rumble of the sub-lows, although not all the time, but it gives you those hints that it is definitely capable of doing that. And if you want those rumbles, you'll have to tweak the EQ, maybe set it to rock or hip-hop, or use Dolby Atmos if your phone supports that, and you can really feel the sub-lows that rumble as well. In general, even without that, the bass response is one of the tightest that I've heard. It is mid-bass heavy, but it is clean, it's round, and it's undistorted. And it does not interfere with the lower mids or the vocals at all. So the bass also gets a solid 4.5 out of 5. Alright guys, just to summarize, the EA500LM from SimGot is an absolute gem, starting from the presentation to the exquisite build quality to the extreme comfort and the perfectly balanced audio quality. This is an absolute gem. It's an absolute winner in my books, especially if you use the silver tuning nozzle with the red ring, which is tuned with the Harman 2019 as the target curve. Now, I have used the golden tuning nozzle as well, showed signs of sibilance. It was shouty, the vocals sounded a bit synthetic and hollow, and the bass response, while tight, the overall response was kind of processed, so I didn't enjoy it at all. Now, the silver tuning nozzle with the red ring and the silver tuning nozzle with the black ring are almost identical, so I was finding it very difficult to find the differences. However, in my opinion, I found that the silver tuning nozzle with the red ring just had a bit better technicalities in the higher frequencies. So definitely it is the perfect package. It's the whole package that gives you the perfect blend of quality, detailed richness, and authentic organic rendition of the vocals and the instrument. So that would be my way. Now, talking about the soundstage, it is very wide. It beautifully renders the space between the instruments, so it's quite wide. And this translates to, if a gamer is planning to get the EA500LM, you won't be disappointed because of that wide soundstage. So you can detect where those footsteps are coming from, where the gunshots are being fired, which are crucial if you are a gamer. So even for gamers, the EA500LM is a very solid choice. So there you have it guys. That was my review of the EA500LM from SimGot. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll leave links of this in the description below and you can check it out from there, and those are affiliate links. So yes, if you make your purchase using those links, I will gain a small commission, and that will help me run this channel, and I can produce more such high quality content just for you guys. So thank you so much for stopping by. If you have any other questions, do let me know in the comment section below. I'll try my best to answer them. And yeah, that's about it. Stay safe, and I'll catch you guys very soon in the next one. Cheers.